everyone, Michelle here, personal trainer and lifestyle coach. Today we are here to talk about our November 2023 theme of the month, increasing empathy. Now, last month we introduced a new idea called GEM by Hugh and that stands for gratitude, empathy, and mindfulness. Last month we focused on our gratitude, practicing gratitude, and this month we are going to focus on empathy. Now, what is empathy? Empathy is typically defined as being able to understand, maybe even read the feelings of others, and to be able to kind of put yourself in someone else's shoes. So this is something that's really important when it comes to negotiating with other people, with having positive conversations, and being an effective communicator. And we've done a lot of work on our communication recently, so this should be a little bit easier for you guys, hopefully, to be able to start to enjoy putting together the idea behind your perspective, meshing with someone else's perspective. Now, there's a few different ways that we can practice empathy, and Hugh primarily talks about doing kind things for other people. Maybe doing something that they didn't feel like they needed or helping someone out. Not only does that help us feel better, but it also helps that person as well. And being kind and being empathetic allows us to be able to connect better with people. Another really great way to practice empathy is to make sure that you're considering the perspective of another person. What do they know? What's their background? Maybe you don't know them very well and you can't assume any of those things. And that's okay too. But being open-minded and understanding that they came from somewhere different than you did. They've had different experiences than you have, and they probably don't know the things that you know. So being able to not assume things and realizing that assumptions can sometimes be a trigger for us. I assume that that person knows this thing, or that that's common sense, and that's something that I need to take into consideration. Is it common sense for this person specifically? Is it something that they should know or that they've had experience with? Or is it just something that I'm familiar with, right? So we want to make sure that we are always taking into consideration the perspective of the other person, and make sure that we are negotiating with them in a way that has compassionate curiosity. That's a term that was coined by Kwame Christian. And he has a really great podcast that I'll include in here as well about getting into difficult conversations. And one of the most important pieces there is making sure that you, again, are taking into the account the other person's perspective, having that compassionate curiosity, and trying to figure out a way for both parties to be able to benefit from the conflict itself. The last tool that we can use comes from the 4 agreements, and one of my clients mentions that he always takes this into consideration as well. Don't take things personally. Now, sometimes that can be difficult. Sometimes maybe we're having a really rough day, and if somebody else is having a rough day too, we can think that maybe they were feeding off of our energy or that we did something wrong, but don't take things personally. More than likely, it's probably just something that's going on in their life, and that's something that we need to consider as well. So this month, we're focusing on that empathy piece, focusing on trying to consider the perspective of other people, being able to do kind things for other people, and maybe be able to anticipate needs a little bit more. So I'm excited to see what you guys do. I will include some resources below, and I'll talk to y'all soon.